Assalamu alaikum. Today in this video I'm going to show you the cutting and stitching of shrug for young girls in a very simple way, and for that we'll be using 2 yards of fabric. This is 36 inches long, it's folded. So we need 2 yards of fabric and the width of this fabric is 42 inches, and we'll make full sleeves for this shrug as well out of this fabric. So first of all we'll cut the fabric for the length of the shrug, and for that we'll mark at 29.5 inches and fold the fabric from this point. So we get 29.5 inches front and 29.5 inches back. So it's 29.5 inches long fabric. We'll cut extra fabric from this side, and this cutout piece of fabric will be used to attach strips at the front of the shrug. And we'll open this fabric and fold it widthwise like this. So we have 2 layers right now. We'll fold it in length again. Now we get 4 layers, 2 for front and 2 for back. So these are 4 layers. We'll cut this fabric from here to separate front and back part of shrug. So this is the back part of shrug. It is folded from the center. This is the center back, and we'll flip the front part so that the open end comes in the center, because the shrug will be open from the center front. So this will be the center part and this folded side is away from us. So we won't need to cut the center front, and the sleeve will not have a joint when we'll cut it from the opposite side. And now for the length of the shrug, it is 29.5, and for the width we'll mark at 15.5 inches. This is the width of the shrug on fold, both for front and the back part. For the shoulder, I'll mark half of it, that is at 7.5 inches. I'm marking at 7.5 from here too. For the armhole, I'm marking at 7.5 inches. Extend these points. We'll mark for 1/4 of the chest, and I'm marking at 8.5 inches. You can keep losing of 0.25 or ½ inch if you want. Join this cutting mark to the top to make a shape for back armhole. At 14 inches from the top, we'll mark the waist. So at this point, we'll mark 1/4 of the waist, and that is 7.5 inches in my measurement. At the bottom, we'll mark at 2 inches to make a slope. We'll join this point to the waist mark in a straight line like this, and we'll make the slope at the bottom. For neck width, I'm marking at 3.5 inches, and at 1 inch for neck depth. It's for back neck depth. Now we'll cut at these points. Back neck, back armhole, and sides, keeping 1 inch seam allowance, and the bottom slope. This fabric will be used to make the sleeves, and this is our shrug. Now we'll separate the back part, and we'll make a shape for front neckline here, and for that we'll place the measuring tape at the neck width down to 12 inches and make a slanting line or V-neck shape here, and cut at this point. So this will be the front neckline of our shrug. Now I'll cut a bit deeper for front armhole. So we have cut both the front and the back part of Shrug. And now we'll cut the sleeves out of this fabric. One of our sleeve will be folded from the center and one will have a joint. So we'll keep the margin for joint and place the other sleeve like this. Now we'll mark for the length of the sleeve, and I'm marking at 23 inches for full sleeves. For armhole, I'm marking at 7.5 inches, and at this point we'll make a 3-inch mark for the slope and draw the shape for back armhole like this. For bottom width, I'm marking at 4 inches. Join this point to the top mark. Now we'll cut the sleeves, keeping 1-inch margin at the side. So we have cut the sleeves and the main shrug, and now from this piece of fabric, we'll make the strips to be attached at the center front. So we'll fold the fabric 2 times and we'll cut 3.5 inches wide strips, and we'll cut 2 strips here. And now we'll start stitching. We'll stitch the shoulders first, matching the right sides of front and back part together, and we'll stitch this joint of one sleeve as well. So we have attached the shoulders and the joint is also done. Now we'll place the sleeves here and match the armholes. If there is extra fabric, we'll trim it. And now the part of the sleeve which will be attached to the front of the shrug, will make a front armhole slope here a bit deeper, and then attach the center of the sleeve to the shoulders and pin the rest of the armholes together, so it will be easier to stitch the sleeves. And now we'll simply stitch here where we just pinned, and the sleeves will be done. And now for the strips we just cut, we'll join them together. So we'll make a long strip and fold the strip like this. The right sides are out and the wrong side is in, and we'll stitch at one side, the open end. So the strips will be ready to be attached to the dress, and it will be easier to attach it to the dress then. So the strip is ready to be attached to the shrug. This is the place where we just made a stitch line. We'll place it on the right side and stitch here. This is the open end of the strip and this is the folded side. Now we'll pin the strip first. It will be very helpful in sewing. And stretching of fabric should be strictly avoided while stitching. Otherwise it won't be nicely finished. You can stretch the fabric from the back of the presser foot, but not at all from the front. So I've pinned the strip. We'll trim extra strip from here, this one, and now we'll simply stitch it where we just pinned. So this is the front bottom, the right sides are up, and we are stitching where we pinned the strip. We'll trim extra strip. So this is the folded strip we just attached. We'll open it like this and top stitch here. So we'll simply open it like this and top stitch. We are not folding this strip to the wrong side, we'll just open it, and we'll make a stitch line 1 centimeter inside the joint, so it will be nicely finished and the margin will sit in place. After this top stitching, we'll stitch the side seams starting from the bottom of one sleeve down to the bottom of the shrug. Now we'll do the same for the other side seam. Start from the bottom of the other sleeve and stitch the side all the way down. We'll hem the bottom of the shrug, fold it just once. I folded it 1 inches, but only once, because the net fabric doesn't fray, so we don't need to fold it twice, and it will be nicely finished. And we'll do the same for the bottom of the sleeves. I folded it once, only 1 centimeter, and hem the bottom. This is the other sleeve. We are hemming the bottom by folding just once, and the shrug is done. So this is the very simplest and easiest way to make the shrug, and I hope you liked it. So this is how it looks.